Yeah, so everyone, if you put on your camera, so that Ajahn can see you. Yeah, let's all pay respects to Ajahn together. Well,
So, Sunny, how many people are online?
testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sounds better now.
Is the sound okay?
Yeah, now it sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, 18 people online.
How many?
18.
18. Okay, so let's hear your questions.
Yes, Ajahn Martin, can I ask questions?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I have been reading your teaching online, and one interesting thing about it is about the citta and the consciousness. I read in the Pali Canon that the Buddha described that the citta, consciousness, and the mind is the same thing, but Luangta Mahaprabhu described the mind and described the citta and the consciousness as different things. So, according to Luangta Mahaprabhu, what is or your interpretation? What is what are the differences between the citta and the consciousness? Thank you.
You do know, if you read the sutras, you do know that the Lord Buddha talks about 5 khandhas.
Yes.
And what are these 5 khandhas? Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyan. And Vinyan is consciousness. So how can be the citta and the consciousness be one and the same thing? You understand my question?
I think so.
Huh?
Can you repeat? Sorry, pardon. What is your question? You asked whether they are the same thing.
I asked you, yeah? The citta is a Pali word, yeah? Vinyan, consciousness, is also a Pali word, and they don't mean the same thing. I mean, sometimes in the translation, lots of people, get that confused, yeah? The citta, within the citta are the 5 khandhas. And the 5 khandhas is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyan. And Vinyan is consciousness, yeah? So, I mean, if you're good at practice, you can see the consciousness arise and cease, but the citta does not arise and cease. So how can they be the same thing?
Because in my opinion, I think the citta equals to consciousness, and citta and consciousness, like they are impermanent and arise and cease.
No, consciousness is not permanent. Consciousness is not permanent because it can arise and cease, yeah? Because it's within the 5 khandhas, and the 5 khandhas are anicca, anatta, dukkha. You understand?
Yeah.
So how do you translate vinyan? How do you translate vijnana? It is the 5th khandha.
Consciousness.
So we know that the 5 khandhas are impermanent. So how can you state then, that consciousness is permanent?
So I say that they are at the. What is the difference between the consciousness and citta? Because if consciousness is the knowing and the citta is also the knowing, then what are their differences?
No, consciousness is not knowing. It's not the same. It's not the same. The citta knows that consciousness arises, and the citta knows that consciousness ceases. Consciousness is, something coming into our sense contact. Yeah? So as long as there is the world, as long as there is this universe, there's sense contact, and consciousness is sense contact, and then the memory decides, what kind of senses is triggered, and this can disappear. This consciousness can disappear, but the knowingness does not disappear. Understood?
Or can I say that or can I interpret that citta is the mind consciousness?
No.
Can I?
Don't confuse it. Within the citta, everything is there. Within the citta, there's greed, hatred, delusion. The arising of anicca, anatta, dukkha. But there's the pure citta, and there's a defiled citta. The citta that we constantly have. But the pure citta of the Arahant, there is no anicca, anatta, dukkha anymore, except for the 5 khandhas that are still alive. But once he's in Nibbana, there are no more 5 khandhas. Don't try to understand this.
Just the citta, right?
And don't confuse it. I know a lot of people think, consciousness is that. But if you have the experience, that consciousness can disappear and appear, then it is not the citta. It's not the knowingness.
Okay. So, if Arahant dies, will the citta remains the knowingness?
The knowingness remains, yes, the pure citta. It knows. In the pure citta, there is no future, there is no past, there is no, there is no anicca, anatta, and dukkha. But there's this pure knowingness. Lungta described it as kwam lu lun lun, the pure knowingness. Not the defiled knowingness that we know.
Not the what knowingness we know. What it can be.
We know when we see something, we know something, but it is defiled by the kilesas, because, we see something and then there's an attribute towards what we see. Sati is coming the closest to the pure knowingness, but it is not the same as the pure knowingness, because sati also disappears in Nibbana. Dhamma disappears in Nibbana. There's nothing.
So, for example, the Buddha which appears 2,500 years ago, his citta is still here, right?
Yes.
The citta remains.
Yeah. The citta of all the Arahants.
So,
that's why the Lord Buddha, appeared in front of, Lumpuman.
But I know some for this phenomenon. I also noticed this phenomenon in some Taoist friends. They are not Buddhists, but they some of them can see Buddha. But the Buddha they describe is different from what we see in the Pali Canon. Like some of my Taoist friends, they see the Buddha which can help, they can they chant. The Buddha chants something and help the devotee to give them good luck. The Buddha they give them magical power. So I'm confused.
That is not the Buddha. The Buddha doesn't appear, why did he appear in front of Lumpuman? Because Lumpuman, was on the way to Buddhahood. And that was the only reason why he appeared in front of him. What appears, I don't know. Maybe demons, maybe ghosts, maybe, I don't know, maybe gods, devas, there are lots of devas who can appear. The Lord Buddha never gives anybody magical powers. This is, I don't want to talk about this, please, Let whatever people want to believe, let them believe it, But don't be concerned. You are concerned, to get your mind calm to one-pointedness. If you get your mind to one pointedness, then you know. Yeah. Don't get confused by what other people say. Yeah.
Okay.
And you cannot convince them otherwise either. Yeah.
So, okay, so the citta of past arahants, they all remains here. And how do this citta exist in what form, or how can we interpret or try to understand it?
Why do you want to understand it? There's no use of you understanding. Go there, yeah, go into Nibbana, or become an Arahant, and then you know. Yeah, why do we want to know? Where does it exist? Yeah? It doesn't really matter. You have to practice. That is, you have to practice the path of Sila, Samadhi, Panya to get there. And once you get there, you know. You know for yourself, yeah? I mean, it's the same thing, people say, talk about an island that is full of gold, yeah? Yeah? Where is this island? I don't know, nobody knows, But some people, go there and don't come back from it, yeah? What's the purpose, yeah?
So, okay.
You know the
So,
path that leads to there. And that is the important thing. And that's what the Lord Buddha teaches.
Okay, understood. Another question is about the practice. So, in your past teaching, you taught us that usually we will develop samadhi using Buddha or Anapanasati, and then after developing samadhi, we can change to vipassana, like by thinking the anicca, dukkha, anatta, or the lovelessness of the body or mind. Something like that. And so, can I directly use directly oneself repeating like citta, like vinya, anatta, keep reciting this in my mind. So at the same time, by doing this, I am developing samadhi, but at the same time developing vipassana. Can I do that?
No. Samatha is samatha, vipassana is vipassana. When we sit down and sit in samadhi, there's only one thing that we can investigate, and that is pain. Everything else we should not. And we should not recite, vinyan and anicca, anatta or dukkha, No. We stay with the Buddha, or we stay with the breath. Know that the breath is detailed, know that the breath is rough, know that know that it is in-breath or out-breath, or so on. Yeah? Buddha, the same thing. Otherwise, you will never get calm. If you don't get calm, it's like you are blind. Yeah? Because all what you see is your thoughts and your memories, what you see. Yeah? You don't really see. Yeah? Once the mind is completely calm, is free of thoughts and free of memories, then you can see things as they really are. And that's why we need to use the samatha, to do investigation, because then we direct our object is one of the object of the 32 parts of the body. Yeah? What you can do, I mean, if you don't have enough samadhi, is when you come out of samatha, think about your life, think about being born, think about, learning to walk, think about learning, learning to talk, think about, going to school, getting older and so on. This you can think about it, yeah? Or you can, you can go through your day like what I normally teach, the daily reflection, and see how the things are anicca, anatta, and dukkha. This you can do. Yeah? But for vipassana, that is the first stage, it is we don't need a lot of samadhi. But when we have samadhi, we do investigate the body. Yeah? And then we focus on one of the parts, be it the body as a whole, or be it one of the parts of the body, because we want to see through, we want to see the real thing. You understand? Don't mix it up, because then you neither get anything. Yeah? A lot of people, mix it up, yeah? They think, once it is calm, then suddenly they see an image, then they go into image, and then they neither get calm, nor do they get any vipassana. Vipassana is asking questions, yeah? It's not just reciting things, yeah? It's asking questions. What is pain, What is the nature of this body, Where is the pain, yeah? You understand?
Can you elaborate more on the question, like what is pain? Yeah, you just mentioned the question that you just mentioned.
Yeah, when you sit in samadhi and there's pain, so much pain that you want to get up, then you start to investigate pain. You go to the point of pain, and investigate what is pain. First, the question is you have to accept pain. And then you ask, where exactly is the pain? Yeah, is it concept? And you can use anicca, anatta, yeah, in this way. Yeah, is the pain constant? And then you look at the pain and you see it is not constant. Sometimes it's stronger, then sometimes it's weaker. Then you ask, where exactly is the pain? Is it in the flesh? Is it in the skin? Is it in the tendons? Is it in the muscles? Is it in the bones? Yeah, you want to find out where the pain is coming from.
Okay, I heard from the biography of Ajahn Martin and Ajahn Kao that by contemplating the pain, they can enter the jhana. Right? Is that correct?
They can enter samadhi.
Okay, by just reflecting.
I don't hear you.
I mean, is that is this means that by reflecting on the pain or investigating the pain, one can enter into samadhi or jhana? Because I see this in the teaching of Ajahn Kao, Piyadhammo, and Ajahn Martin's biography.
I mean, that is a wrong translation. Ajahn Mahabua never talked about the jhanas. They all talk about samadhi. Yeah? The jhanas is different. Everybody wants jhanas. Nobody can do it. Yeah? Especially Westerners cannot do it. Yeah? I mean, some of the Thais can do it. Yeah? Lumpur Tet, yeah, he was famous for doing the jhanas. Yeah, Lumpur Sao was famous for doing the jhanas, but not Lumpur Man, yeah, and not Lumpur Mahabua. They knew them, yeah, of course they knew them, yeah, but they never taught them, and they never said, through investigation of pain, you can reach the jhanas. No, you can reach samadhi through any kind of investigation. Yeah, you can reach samadhi. Yeah? If your investigation is deep enough, it happens, that you fall in a very deep state. Most of the time it is appana samadhi. Yeah? Okay?
Okay. So, okay. Thank you.
You think too much. Practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? If questions, still ask.
Yeah, leave it.
No, this down here is messed up.
I don't know what is happening today.
Yeah. Another go.
Holland.
Hello, how are you?
Okay. Yeah, so what is your question?
Not so good?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, good to hear. I had a question because last month I went to a 10-day retreat in the Netherlands of Ajahn Goenka. I'm not sure if you
Yeah, I know
with him.
Yeah.
And well, the experience was good actually. But some things he said seemed to be a bit different than what you say. So I had some questions about that.
Okay.
First thing was, for example, using the Buddha as a method for concentration. He doesn't recommend it, like he says it helps for concentration, it does, but it is something imaginary and we should work with something which is real, like just focus on the breath because it is there, and the Buddha you put inside your mind and it's sectarian, sort of, so he doesn't recommend to do that. So I just wondering.
It's the first time. It's actually the first time I hear it. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, of course, it's good for concentration and for people who think a lot. Yeah, I mean, Lumpur Man, taught it. And I do trust Lumpur Man much more than Goenka. Lumpur Man was an Arahant. Goenka is not an Arahant. Yeah, so no. It is very helpful for people, especially people who think a lot, using in the beginning Buddha. Yeah? Because in the beginning, using the breath, it is much more difficult. Yeah, the breath easily disappears, and we don't notice it. Yeah? But the Buddha, when it is not there, we notice it much quicker. Yeah, so it's much better. You can use Buddha with breathing in and do with breathing out. So then you're still, on the same thing. Yeah. So it's not true what he says. It's not true what he says. Yeah? I mean, he has strange ideas about vipassana. Yeah, that it's not what he teaches is not vipassana. Okay, so other questions. You had a few questions.
Yeah, the other thing was about vipassana, what the method that he taught. That was first we had to practice samadhi with the breath, the same thing that you teach, and then we had to step over to knowing what other sensations are happening in the nose, and then go from one part throughout all the surface of the body.
Yeah.
Actually inside, but I'm
yeah.
First there were a lot of blind spots because I just don't really feel anything at most of the places, and sometimes there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
But I just wondering, what do you think about that method?
I find it very helpful. I did it myself. I mean, at the time, I think Kema, taught it. So I used it. It's getting in touch with your body. Yeah, but it is not vipassana. Yeah, feeling. I mean, most of the Westerners don't even know that they have a body. Yeah. Only if the body is sick, or if the body doesn't work, then they know, oh, I have a body, yeah? And when they sit in samadhi and pain comes up, then they know they have a body. Otherwise, they don't, they use the body constantly, but they don't really know that they have a body. So this method is actually very good, to get in touch with the body, to feel the body at every part, yeah? And the other part that is good about this method is then you feel the tensions, yeah? And when you feel a tension at one of the spots, you can relax it, yeah? So that is very helpful, but it has nothing to do with vipassana. Vipassana is asking questions, yeah? What is pain? Where is pain, yeah?
Yeah, because eventually, we had to sit for quite a long time, at least for me, it's a long time. And of course, I get a lot of pain everywhere, especially in my legs. And what you talk about, like where is the pain, it's a bit hard for me to see. I can't really locate it. I see it switching a bit,
Okay.
or see that it changes from spot to spot, like super quickly it seems to be, but I can't really see exactly where it is. But when we were very busy with the sensations and what it feels like, I started to ask, like, what does pain feels like, and then there were some things like I see a lot of there's a lot of heat, which is getting hotter and getting colder and hotter and colder. Trembling and those sensations, I can't see it. But I just wonder, is that the right thing to say?
Yeah, it is okay. It is okay, but it is at a certain location. It's either in the knee or it is in the upper leg, you know. I mean, that is the location, you know, and that's where you concentrate on, yeah. And then look, you know, where actually, where actually is it? Is it in the skin? Is it in the tendons? Don't assume anything, yeah. You just want to know. You just ask the question, yeah? And if you're good, you know.
For this one, I can't see it.
You can't see it. Yeah, I mean, just ask the question. But keep on the location, just like you keep on the Buddha or keep on the breath. Keep on this location, you know, and where you can feel the pain most strongly. Yeah, doesn't matter if it is somewhere else, it's a little bit weaker. Where you can feel the pain most strongly, that's you keep on this location. And if you ask the right questions, you know, if you go deeper, you know, and don't believe the answers that are given to you. Yes, of course, because I sit uncomfortable. No, these things we leave out. Yeah, the closer you come to the real cause of the pain, then the pain in this location disappears and appears in another location. So then you follow it to the other location, and then you do the same thing. Yeah. You want to know, you want to understand, yeah? And then you can follow it through several locations, you know, until it shows you where it's actually are coming from. Okay, it takes a while.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm sorry, I just have a few more questions about this subject. Because when I have pain in my back, for example, the switching is very clear to see. It for me at least, it really goes from point to another point, to higher to lower, like not in the same spot. But for in my legs, for example, I just feel the pain in all of my leg, and sometimes I feel it a bit more there and a bit more there, but it's way more subtle to see.
Yeah.
And then it hurts everywhere, and I'm not sure what to do in that moment. And when I stayed with the sensations, like Goen got taught in that moment, it helped me to just see what it really feels like, and it's just a feeling. It's mental.
That is completely okay.
How to deal with like.
The thing about pain investigation is, I mean, if you stay, you know, if it helps you, to stay with the feelings, I mean, accept the feelings, because there's nothing, you know, I mean, there's somebody who knows and there's a feeling, you know, and then you see it, it's heat, you know, but the heat itself is also not constant, so you can use anicca. It becomes stronger and it becomes less, and it becomes stronger and it becomes less, But you stick to the sensation, you know, you accept it, and you ask the question. Don't expect any answers yet, you know, I mean, ask the question, where is it, you know, I mean, really want to know. You really, I mean, it is like, you know, you take a magnifying glass or an MRI, you know, and look where the pain is, That is the whole idea, And then it switches to another location. Try it out, The thing that you talked about it is, you know, you don't accept pain because it's all over, you know, and you want to get rid of it. And the moment we want to get rid of pain, then we cannot do any investigation. You really have to be interested in the subject, you really have to dive into, And of course, you're pregnant, you have lots of pain, So, that is real pain,
Okay. Okay.
So, what other questions?
I had one more, but I forgot. Maybe I will come back later if I remember it.
Okay.
But thank you.
Anyone has questions to us? Can just unmute yourself. Hector? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Tanajan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Hope you've been well. So I was originally wanting to delay my question until I entered into Appana Samadhi, but that might take longer than I originally expected. And you might be leaving soon. I saw in your other video, so might as well ask my question now, even if it's not fully what I want it to be.
Okay.
So the last time we talked, you were telling me, I have a strength of investigation, but I can't really use that to the full extent because my samadhi isn't as developed as it should be. There's an unequal balance.
Okay.
So I've been trying to focus more on samadhi. It's a bit difficult because I like to investigate. And very often I do enter into samadhi through investigation.
Yes.
It happens a lot. It's probably one of my best ways to get into samadhi, honestly. So firstly, if I notice that I can enter into samadhi through investigation, should I still do pure samadhi because that's developing the skill more directly of samadhi, or should I use my affinity for samadhi through investigation?
You can use it, but what is the samadhi like when you go through investigation?
Well, the questions start out very complicated with a lot of different memories and feelings popping up. And then there's less, and then there's less, and then the question becomes more basic, like you say, what is pain? What is death? What is fear? Oh, fear is a mental pain. Okay, well, what does that feel like? Well, it feels exactly like physical pain. I don't really see a distinction in between that. They're coming from different, and it gets more basic, and then there's just a pop, and then I enter into the samadhi, like it dissolves. And sometimes there's an image or like a vision with it, and then it just dissolves. And then usually some sort of deeper vision arises.
Yeah.
And even though it's not quite, there are not memories and feelings popping up in the sense, but even when you're in samadhi, you can still, if you're paying attention, you can still, you've talked about this before too, you can still see the khandhas or not the khandhas, it's like you said, you're in a glass house, right? So even though in the room you're in samadhi, you can still know that there are khandhas operating kind of on the outskirts, because only in Appana Samadhi will there be no thoughts and no memories, right?
No.
Oh, sorry.
In samadhi, there will be no thoughts and memories, but you will still have sensations, when I talk about the glass house, you don't think anymore and you don't memorize, but you still feel, you have the sensations, you still have the sensation of the body, and you still know what is going on. If it is raining, you still know it's raining, and these things, still are there, but there's no thoughts and there's no memory. Appana Samadhi, the whole universe disappears. Okay?
Okay, right. Okay, so if there's like seconds of silence, and then a sensation comes and I jump to it, well, now I'm losing samadhi because I decided to jump to it.
Yes.
Right, so
you don't jump to it? Because the sensation is so far away, that's why I said, it is in front of the glass house, but the glass house is what protects you. So the samadhi is what protects you from getting involved into the sensation. Yeah.
So then I guess that leads to an interesting question. So I was trying to ask myself, what is a kilesa, right? I mean, it's a simple question, but it's not simple, right? Because
Don't
a
ask
kilesa
it.
is not
Don't
a
ask. Don't ask.
No? No? It's not working yet? Okay. Okay.
You won't get an answer. What are the kilesas? The kilesas are the ones who are working in the dark. Yeah? Who bring up these sensations, who bring up memories, who bring up thoughts, who bring up images, yeah?
Yeah.
But you never see them.
No, you can't, because they're not khandas.
They're not
khandas.
They are not khandas. They use the khandas. And that through investigating the khandas, you get at the kilesas who bring them up, yeah? Just like, greed, when you look at, the most greed, hatred, when you look at them, yeah, or likes and dislikes, in most of the people's form, yeah, likes and dislikes, you see that's how they use, the sensations, to latch onto that. And that's latching onto the sensation and thinking, this is me, this is mine, this is myself. That is how they operate. Yeah? So by understanding, sensation is a sensation and there's nothing, just know that the sensation, and we don't have to latch onto. And that feeling we get in samadhi, yeah? That's why we feel safe, yeah? Because the things don't affect us, yeah?
Yeah, you don't have the pull.
Yeah.
You don't feel that tension, like I want to go feel that feeling. I want to.
That's right.
That's where the kilesa is. The kilesa is in the little spot between the khandha arising and
Don't think so much. Don't think so much. Observe.
You got me. Yeah. That's why I was hesitating.
Because then, what you do is, with these things, you build sort of, something, that is not there. You build a house, you try to understand, but all this understanding is the role of avijja. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's how they fool us. Especially if we really very educated, very well studied, and that's how they can fool us completely. Yeah, we build a framework, and then we put all these things in there. But that is the work of avijja. Yeah. Okay.
I need to get stupider. I need to
naive.
I need to be
Not stupid. Naive.
Naive. I'm being naive, or I need to be more naive?
You need to be more naive. More trusting what you see, and not trying to make any sense of it.
Because the fact that I'm trying to put an explanation means I'm not believing it, because I'm adding something.
You're adding something, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Back to samadhi. No more questions. Thank you.
Anyone else? No. In that case, I read out the questions that were submitted online. Okay. Yeah, so first question from Deepika. How to convince our parents and family for living the life of recluse, as I am the single child to my single mom. So she says she doesn't want me to ordain because she fears who will look after me. Who will look after her during her old age. So I get confused. How do I make a decision? Is it okay to go against our parents' permission or follow what they say?
But
should I repeat the question?
It's not clear cut, it is not so clear cut. Yes, before you ordain, they will ask you if you have the permission of your parents, yeah? the permission doesn't mean that she has to agree. Yeah? The permission is that you can go, yeah? And if you say, I'm not going for life, I might go for life or might not go for life, yeah? I mean, people go or children go all over the world and study here and study there and are away for years, So, I mean, give me the permission to ordain temporarily, yeah? So, be a little bit smart, yeah? And this temporarily, might be then 30, 40 or 50 years, or it might be only 1 year. Yeah? So, whatever. Don't convince because you cannot convince. Yeah? Just ask their permission, I mean, I want to, want to go away, I want to test it out, I want to test out, how is the life as a monk, I mean, if the mother really cares about the son, I mean, then she would let him go, yeah? Can actually say that. If you really care about me, about my health, I mean, about my... then let me go. Yeah? And that's all what she needs, yeah? She needs you need the permission of your mother, that she can let you go. Okay, next question. This is a read-out question. So we don't have any feedback. That's the problem. Okay, next.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're online, you can just further elaborate the question. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. So next one, Venerable Longpo, your guidance and encouragement is helping us to go ahead and practice. Please do not leave us. You are our everything. Your teachings have made our kilesas very clearly and how the kilesas triggered us. We have learned it from you, so we are really grateful and have much gratitude for everything you do and make us understand how to go out of the samsara. Wishing you a good health and happiness always, Metta. I think it's more about.
So that is actually not a question, yeah. It's a demand, yeah. It's the same thing, when I go to Singapore, Indonesia, I'm there, I'm in teaching for a few days, and then they squeeze and squeeze and squeeze all the juice out of the lemon, yeah. Nobody puts any juice into me, yeah. They just squeeze it out, It's just the same thing here, I mean, I do need, I do need something, I mean, where I can revigorate, yeah. Okay, so next question. That wasn't a question, yeah.
Okay, yeah, next question. From Lin. Sometimes in the morning, before I open my eyes, I see visions and I saw visions and I also remembered some dreams. They seem to point out my problems or give suggestions. Should I believe in them?
No, forget about it. I mean, these memories, I mean, they are not really useful. Yeah, whenever you sit in meditation, yeah, whenever you do your samatha and visions are coming up or nimittas are coming up, they are much more useful than the dreams that you had during the night. Because these dreams, I mean, it's just like you sit there, and then you think about this, think about that. It's not useful, yeah. So forget about it, instantly wake up, before you open your eyes, say Buddha, 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 and I mean within no time you have forgotten the dream, unless it was a lucid dream. Yeah? These are more sticky. Okay, next question.
Okay, so this is the last question. How should I deal with toxic parents or siblings? They like to dump their emotional waste on us, but wouldn't take our suggestions to change the situation. I can't concentrate on my meditation after listening to them.
After listening to what?
To them.
After listening to them.
Put your ears on throughput. Yeah? Goes in, goes out, but it doesn't touch the heart, yeah? You have to learn to deal with it, yeah? Shrug it off, yeah? I mean, whatever they think, you cannot change them, yeah? Let them think, let them say the things that you say, yeah? And so on, yeah? This is the only way, and realize, that, if it affects you, it is part of your karma, yeah? But you don't have to put on every shoe that they place in front of you. Yeah? You know what is this, yeah? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this person is not online, so I mean, it is very difficult. Yeah? But most of the time, just say, okay. Whatever they think, it is their thought. Whatever they see, whatever they think I should do, it is their anticipation or their expectations. Yeah. If I have to do it, it is my karma. If I'm affected by it, it is my karma. Yeah. And what is it? Yeah. I mean, do some investigation about it. And where does it affect you? It affects you in our own, in our own view of self. Yeah. So correct it there, and then it doesn't affect you anymore. Next question. Oh, that was the last question, huh?
Yeah, and then there are a few more questions.
Okay.
From the chat.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The question is, I'm always getting angry at misbehaving students, and I see other teachers doing the same. What can I do to be less angry when facing disruptive students? I'm asking the question as I'm a school teacher.
Yeah, that was clear. No matter if it is a school teacher or if it is a university professor, there was always, and it's getting worse and worse by the day, because they use all the smartphones. I mean, meditate before you go to school, yeah? And if you don't have a class, then sit down, meditate, calm yourself down, yeah? And see, if you teach with your heart, you won't have any trouble, yeah? You see why they are disruptive, yeah? And you know how to pull them in, yeah? If you have your plan, yeah? It's just like everybody in this world, they have their plan, they don't look left, they don't look right, they just their plan, and if something doesn't go according to their plan, then they get angry. Yeah? Everybody, not only school teachers. Yeah? It's like, the son sits, and wants to do this, and then constantly people are coming, interrupting, you get also angry. No? That's the way, meditate and see, and let the things happen. Huh? That is the way, let the things happen and see what you can make out of it, yeah? But for this kind of approach, you have to be present, huh? And for a school teacher, reflect after he goes back, comes back from school, reflect about what actually is happening, yeah? I mean, if he's not online, that's all what I can say. Next.
The person is online. Yeah, if you have any...
If he wants to, if you have
anything to follow up, you can say. Thank you. Yeah, Annabelle, want to ask a question? Yeah.
I remembered my question.
Okay.
When I go in samadhi and I try to focus on the breath, when it gets really subtle, because of the retreat, I think I'm doing something. You told me before, or you advised me to try to see where the in-breath turns to out-breath to stay more focused. But I get confused when I try to do that, because when I try to do that, and I get focused around the tip of my nose, I see I go to the sensations of everything that is happening in the nose, and I try to see where when the in-breath touches
Mm-hmm.
the nose and when the out-breath like touches the nose. But I get confused a bit, and I'm not sure what to do with or how to deal with the question which I should ask. I don't understand it.
The important thing is we have a point of concentration. It is around the tip of the nose. We feel the breath going in,
Yeah.
we feel the breath going out. That is all what we need to know. Then we feel if the in-breath is long or if the in-breath is short, if it is rough or if it is detailed. So we don't look on the sensation because that is a distraction. Yeah? We want to get to the knowingness because once the breath becomes really fine, we don't feel it anymore because it is so fine that not even your hairs, in the nostrils, will move anymore. So you don't feel any more sensation. But the knowingness of that the breath goes in and the breath goes out becomes much, much stronger and much more predominant. Yeah. So we focus more on the knowingness of the breath than on the sensation of the breath. Okay?
No.
No.
Because like now when I try to when I try to figure out like why I don't understand it, and then I try to see what is it that I know when I know about the breath.
Yeah.
When I look at myself, I know, or I think I know this sensation of the the touch. But when I just know the breath, I know the breath because it touches my nose somewhere, right? So I'm a bit confused, like how can I know breathing without knowing the feeling of the breath touching? I'm confused about that. I'm stuck there.
You also know when you have a thought? Can you see the thought? Can you feel the thought? You know when you have a memory, you cannot feel the memory, you cannot see the memory, but you know that there's a memory. Or? The knowing nature, it is so important, Samadhi should lead us to the knowing nature of the citta who knows whatever is happening, knows that there's a feeling arising. So, in the beginning, we use this, it is a crutch, yeah? If you understand a crutch, we hold on to something, we hold on to the feeling, of the breath going in and breath going out, yeah? But this crutch, the more we get concentrated, this crutch is not working anymore. So, and it will lead us much more to the knowingness, yeah? So what you can do in the beginning is, if you stay with the breath, if the Buddha does not work, then use the Buddha with breathing in and do with breathing out. Can you do that?
Yeah, for that one it is okay. It works fine for me.
What? That doesn't?
No, for that one it's okay. It works fine for me.
Yeah? So, use it. Yeah? The thing is, with the breath, in the beginning you can also use, in order to come more to the knowingness, you label it. When you feel it is in breath, and you put a label on it, in breath. When it is out breath, you put a label on it, out breath. Yeah? And when you feel it is long, then you put long, and when it is short, it's short. When it is rough, you put the label on rough, and when it is detailed, you put the label on detail. That leads to the knowingness, because the association that comes out, the rough or in-breath, out-breath, comes from the citta that knows, yeah? So in the beginning it helps us getting a little bit more to the knowingness, yeah? But then in the end, if our concentration is strong enough, then these labels are completely confusing and we should let them go. Yeah? So that is one thing you can do, yeah? To come a little bit closer to the knowingness of the breath. But use the breathing in and breathing out, until you get so concentrated that it is difficult to concentrate on two things, yeah? And then whatever falls off, stay with whatever, stays on. Okay?
Yeah, for that one I can do, and then the Buddha goes away and I stay with the breath. But then
Okay.
eventually I go out because I start to think like, what is it that it gets subtle, and then I'm out because I'm
your
lost and I
interest.
just think okay, what I do and what is it that, and I try to start the questions which you advised me, and then I'm confused and I get out. That is where the problem lies.
Then try not, if the Buddha falls away, then just stay with the breath. Don't go to the question. The questions are only, in the beginning to help us getting to the knowingness of the breath. Once we know the breath, we don't need questions. The questions that I gave you is, to put your interest onto certain aspects. Yeah? It's not the question that you should ask yourself. Yeah? Know when the in-breath switches to the out-breath. Know when the breath, out-breath switches to the in-breath. Know when the in-breath is long or short or rough or detailed or subtle. Yeah? You shouldn't ask yourself these questions, yeah? When you do samadhi, because that, of course, flips you out instantly. Try it out, try it out, just then stay with the breath, and see what is happening there. But I'm sure that you will lose the breath, and then go into thinking, yeah, about something else because you lose your interest, yeah. The questions that I gave you is to spur your interest into looking much closer onto the breath, yeah. Okay?
Yeah, I'll listen to it again and not. What is it about leaving? I think I missed that you're going to not do the Zoom sessions anymore, or
I don't know. No, I don't know. I mean, I know that I want to leave, and recuperate, myself or revigorate myself. Yeah, that's all what I know. About the details, I don't know anything yet. When I go or where I go, yeah, I don't know yet. There might be, there might be some Zoom sessions, but that will be, ad hoc, yeah. So don't worry, yeah. I don't worry.
Yeah, I mean it's ego, I guess, but for me,
if the people constantly, squeeze you like a lemon, sooner or later, you will not have any more energy. Yeah? And if you have to look after all the things, you won't have any energy any longer. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for your time this time again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So next, Sani, next.
Yeah, there are several questions on the chat. So there's a question on the third precept of sexual misconduct. So he listed quite a number of quite specific examples. But maybe, Paul, could you just explain about the third precept of sexual misconduct?
If the sexual misconduct is, using somebody because of his position or because of his power, because of his money for one's own pleasure, yeah? For one's own sexual pleasure. Yeah? That means, within a relationship, sex is okay, yeah? But, if you're in a relationship, and then you are going outside of the relationship, if you're married, and then you have then you go to another place, have another woman, that is sexual misconduct, yeah? Then the other thing, that is one of the main parts. But the other things is, if you're the CEO of a company and if you have a secretary or, you're a female CEO and have a male secretary or a male employee and use him, yeah, because of your power, he will be more likely, to give into your sexual fantasies, yeah. That is sexual misconduct. A student, yeah, a teacher with a student, yeah. Sexual misconduct, a parent, with a child, with his own child or with other children, sexual misconduct, yeah. I don't understand what is so difficult about that.
I think that answers most of it. But So in some places where having more than one wife is okay.
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
I know, because the Muslims, the Muslims came, to in the southern part of Thailand. There are Muslims, and they came, with their wives, and came to see Lungta Mahabor, and then, they asked the same question. It is okay in our religion. It's okay, to have several wives, yeah. And then Lungta, said, he looked at the wives, and they were not happy about that, So they suffer, yeah. And that's why it is sexual misconduct. No matter what your religion says, it is not okay. One man, one wife, yeah? And Lungta said it very, very clearly, shockingly clearly. He said, one man has one penis and one woman has one vagina. So he can only have one, yeah? If he, as a man, if he is a Muslim and has four penises, yeah, then he can have 4 wives. Shockingly clear, yeah? One man, one woman. That's it. No matter what our religion says, yeah?
I think that covers most of the questions he had. Then there's another question on the chat.
Yeah.
Hello, good to see you. My question is how to sit longer, because after sitting for 30 minutes, the pain gets started and feels restless. And then I try to change the legs. Again, I start to sit a few more times. So how to practice to sit longer?
The investigation of pain that I discussed so long, yeah? Do investigation of pain, just now, yeah? And what is happening? The moment you change your legs, you can sit for another 2 or 3 minutes, then you have to change your legs again, then you sit for 1 minute, and in the end you will get up. Don't change your legs. Investigate pain. What is pain? Accept pain. Yeah? There is pain. It's not me. It's not me. I'm in pain. Yeah? The moment you say, I'm in pain, you're finished. Yeah? And then, if the pain is too much, then get up and realize that the pain is gone. What kind of pain is that? If I have a physical pain, a woman just, having a child, she knows what physical pain is, and that is not going away, if I get up, or lie down, or do this or do that, yeah? That is physical pain, if somebody, cuts your arm with a knife, that is physical pain. But we can also investigate this kind of pain. But the pain that comes through samadhi, is a different kind of pain. It's magic. Yeah? So that's why we should investigate it. Okay, next.
Okay, there's a comment on the chat. So it's not a question, but it's just a comment. It's from Claudia. So no question at the moment, but I want to express my gratitude for Ajahn Martin for still teaching. I've met Ajahn Martin many years ago in a German monastery, and I still have his advice in my mind. He gave us before we started meditation, give your chitta a rest. Give your chitta a rest. This advice is still useful for me. Back then I was on the verge to change from Mahayana to Theravada, and I did my decision. Glad to be here today to see Ajahn Martin after all those years again.
In Germany. Okay. Happy for you.
So, anyone else has questions? Or if I did not ask a question,
do you have some questions?
You can clarify now.
You can collect some more questions. We have some questions, that come from the website.
Okay.
You can turn on the light also, yeah. It's getting dark.
Do beings in hell know their torment is temporary?
Being in hell, everything is temporary. Everything is anicca, anatta, dukkha. Hell is also anicca, anatta, dukkha. Yeah. The torment is, of course, it is temporary, yeah, but it can last for a very long time, yeah.
The question is, do the beings in hell know their torment is
Of course.
temporary?
Yes. I mean, they cry, you know. I mean, when you go, you know, when you go close to hell, I mean, you hear their cries, you know. I mean, how can they not be in pain? Yeah?
No, the question is, do the beings in hell know that their torment is temporary? Like, do they know I only have 200,000 years left?
No. I mean, just like we assume that, you know, I mean, our life is not eternal, yeah? No, for them it is, you know, it is very momentary torment and torment and torment until it is over. Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
What is considered idle chatter? Is it when we talk to inflate our ego or have some kind of wrong intention in what we say? Or asking what job are you doing or what is the name of your daughter or other simple questions to get to know someone? If the intention behind a joke is simply to make someone laugh, is it also considered idle chatter?
I would say yes. What is the purpose, you know? I mean, for instance, you know, can you pass me the salt? It's not idle chatter, yeah? Or can you find me, you know, a sister, you know, or can you tell me the way, you know, to this monastery? It is not idle chatter. But everything, you know, why are we asking this? Why are we asking this question, or why do we make these jokes, yeah? I mean, white lies are also, you know, white lies are not okay, you know, it's breaking the precepts, yeah? So, I mean, to comfort somebody with something, you know, that is not true, yeah? And idle chatter, you know, I mean, the Lord Buddha, you know, said, you know, it's animal talk. Yeah? When some of his bhikkhus, you know, I mean, conversed about this, you know, discussed this and that, yeah? I mean, if you discuss Dhamma, that is different, yeah? I mean, that is okay, yeah? Okay-ish, yeah? But everything else, you know, he called out the bhikkhus and said, you engage in animal talk, yeah? I mean, that is idle chatter. Yeah? It doesn't bring us anything. Yeah? If you ask a question, you know, I mean, how do I get into samadhi? That is not idle chatter, yeah? Okay?
Can you give more examples about what is a compliment about worldly things and what is a compliment about spiritual things?
A compliment about worldly things? What?
It's a question from last time.
Yeah. Why do you want to compliment somebody? You want to inflate his ego. Yeah, I mean, that is what compliment normally does, yeah? Your spiritual practice is good, you know, yeah? Khongtong Mahaprabhu never said that, yeah? I mean, he only pointed out faults that we had, yeah? A compliment was when you asked him a question and he smiled, yeah? That was a compliment. I don't see any purpose, you know, giving somebody, you know, compliment. You're doing good, yeah? I mean, if somebody asks, am I on the right path, you know, and said, yes, you're on the right path, you know, that is not a compliment. Yeah? Or if my practice is going in the right direction, yes, yeah. But, you know, I mean, telling somebody, you are so good, you know, you reach now Sotapanna, you know, or Sakadagami, or Anagami, you know, what a lot of teachers are doing, you know, that is wrong, yeah? And the Mahaprabhu never said that, yeah? Okay, next.
Okay. Returning customer.
Returning customer.
My father doesn't want me to ordain. Is there some hidden karma I cannot see that is preventing me from ordaining? Can donating robes to Buddhist monks help me? Thank you.
Anything, you know, anything of generosity can help you. Anything of, you know, anything of respect, you know. I mean, respect and gratitude. These things, you know, they might be preventing him, but, you know, I mean, it's not really preventing him. The kilesas are preventing him from ordaining. They are afraid of something, and he can look into the fear. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody exempt. Anybody who really wants to ordain can ordain. So I don't see any problems there, except for the kilesas trying to make all excuses. I mean, the most common excuse here in Thailand is, I don't have enough merit to ordain. Yeah? No, that's an excuse. Yeah, it is, just not wanting to. Or, the excuse of the Westerners, that I heard so often, I cannot get into samadhi. It's an excuse, It's not true. Of course, everybody can get into samadhi. Yeah? Now, hardly anybody can get into the jhanas, but everybody can get into samadhi. So it is an excuse, because it is so difficult, I mean, ordaining as a monk is difficult. Yeah, next. That was all. So, you have any more questions coming up?
Anyone else with questions? Can you unmute yourself?
Good luck to you. Yeah. And
There's
keep
no
up.
more questions.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no more questions online.
Okay. So, keep up, grind down on the kilesas, Buddha. No, when you do samatha, no, as long as you're with the breath, you're on the right path. As long as you're with the Buddha, you're on the right path. Yeah. If you deviate from the Buddha or deviate from the breath, then samatha is going in the wrong direction. Yeah. No matter how the breath is or how the Buddha is, as long as you know there's the Buddha, there's the breath, you're on the right path to samatha. Yeah. And vipassana is about, in asking the right questions about what we are seeing, what we are concentrating on. When we concentrate on the whole body, then we ask the question, how is this body born? How does it get old? Yeah, show me how this body dies. Yeah, and then the chitta, if we come enough, then the chitta will show us the process of birth and death. Yeah? Yeah. That is investigation. Or show me the heart, or show me the interaction between the heart and the lung, yeah. And then you concentrate on that, and the chitta will show you, yeah. But it takes a lot of practice, and especially it takes a lot of samatha. It takes a lot of concentration, the power of concentration. Yeah? If we concentrate on something, we can see it, yeah. Just like when you look, when you look out there, in the forest, and you look at the wild animals, I mean, you see what they are doing. Nobody needs to tell you what they are doing. Yeah? Okay? And practice in the morning before you go to work, and when you come back from work, practice again, yeah? Mostly practice samatha, and then after when you come back home, after the samatha, you go through your day, yeah? Daily reflection, yeah? And don't judge, yeah? Just know, what did I think, what did I, what was the feeling, or what was my action, yeah? And then go to the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment, yeah? And if you can't remember, then skip it, to the next moment you remember. That's it. Yeah? That is hard work, but it gives us a view of our life, what we are doing, why we are doing the things that we are doing. Yeah? And if they are wholesome or not wholesome. Yeah? Lying on the bed. I need to relax. Yeah? What you need to relax? The kilesas don't want to be pressured in. Yeah? That's why they don't like that. Yeah? I want to relax. Yeah? I need to relax. Yeah? I want to let my mind wander. I mean, your mind has wandered all over, from the beginning of your birth, until today, it has wandered all around, yeah? So focus in onto one thing, so it doesn't wander. Okay? Are there any questions here from the audience? If not, then we close the session, yeah? Till the next time, whenever it is.
Thank you, Longpo, for the teaching. Let's all pay respects to Longpo together.
Oh, it's very misty. You burn the oil, sugar cane. Ja, Annette, hast du es verstanden? Ein bisschen. Ja. Akustisch nicht so gut.